Yo, what's up guys, it's Garrison here and welcome back to the channel. So today I'll be checking out Park Jin Young, not the Park Jin Young from GOT7, but JYP himself. He came out with a duet with Sunmi and it's titled When We Disco. I'll be checking out the whole MV for it and everything today. But guys, when I initially saw this announcement for this duet slash collaboration, I went nuts, okay? I've been waiting and waiting for this release, to be honest, because I feel like this release is gonna be one of those releases that overall shake up the industry a bit and sort of provide like a bridge between relationships in some cases and make people realize some things that are real and true and things that are more so false. And I'll get into the details and all that after I check out this MV and all. Other than that, guys, let's just get into it. Alright, JY Park, When We Disco, duet with Sunmi. Let's go. Oh. Loving the vocal effect in Sunmi's vocals here at the start. Ooh. Oh. Definitely has that mid 80s to 90s influence and feel to it. Oh, wow. Loving how the choreo is very quirky. They really brought out some original moves from the days. Where are they bringing my man? Actually so unfortunate. 10 years later. Oh! CEO. Yes. Loving the emotion coming out from the song, from their vocals. It also has that Euro pop influence, I feel like. It's deja vu. Not again. Oh. What a switch up. Love how they switched it up there when the storyline switched up. They're running away together. Hey. just the overall aesthetic complements this song that they're putting out here, like the neon lights, the effects that they used in this. Okay, JYP, we're having our hands quite low there. Interesting. This video was inspired by the two movies I love, Saturday Night Fever and Pulp Fiction. I'm familiar with Pulp Fiction, but not Saturday Night Fever personally here. And just the yellow text aesthetic. Wow. Okay, I was, of course, considering the titling and like two legends collabing and that JYP feel, JYP and all that. Of course, it had to be something really throwback and everything like that. But I wasn't expecting the twists and turns with the song had and how it really connected with the storyline, the funny but somewhat romantic storyline that came out in this MV. They really painted a picture with their singing, how they, right from the start, the filming aesthetic and the effects of, the spots on the screen and everything like that, and sort of not really singing their story and their perspective one at each other, but when JYP's singing, it shows him, talking about back then, as well as Sunmi talking about back then, way back then, how it was when everything was about disco. It was so mainstream and everything, and they were at the club, just partying and everything. And that it's unfortunate, every JYP MV and song that we see, there's just unfortunate events, and this time around he got tossed out of the club and everything like that. But I love how when it switched up to the storyline 10 years later, wow, what a switch up in the song with Sunmi, and how they really showed how 10 years later things more became colorized and not black and white. Even though it has that mid 80s to early 90s influence, like I said earlier, Europop influence, it shows how far they've come along the way after then, 10 years later, obviously, and then how they're running away together. Definitely didn't expect something more quite romantic, but in a mutual kind of way, I'd have to say. They didn't go too crazy, too close up in the choreo. It's just like a nice duet. Of course, obviously it says duet here, and they overall stayed true to their styles. I love how so JYP's style, his signature style, and Sunmi's style, what that you hear in her songs, there's like a nice mix in this song, and therefore leading to the aesthetic of this MV, to the song, and to them singing. It just, everything works out and it pans out so cleanly. I think this has to be one of my favorite duets / collabs of this year for sure. And what I said originally before checking out this MV, I'm going to touch part of why that I think this collab, this duet, is really an industry shaker type song, and more so a bridge between issues and controversies between JYP and Sunmi and their relationship and everything. It really shows with this song and their past conversations and the past works that they've done together, Wonder Girls and everything back in the day, and Sunmi herself going solo and end up going to another label and everything, which is completely fine, and both of them doing well right now and bringing it back together. They share a strong bond like nobody else. It really goes to show us that, and it really goes to show those naysayers I'm gonna have to be honest here, those naysayers that I've seen quite often here and there, and now more frequently before this release came out on social media and everything, just pockets of them talking about a thread about why we need to stop JYP, why blah blah blah, these reasons. And I'm looking at these points and all this. Most of them are over exaggerated, and some of them don't make sense at all. Some are a little bit reasonable, but still quite overstretched. I feel like a lot of people got to realize now, and if you guys search this up, he ain't the CEO anymore, by the way. And if you look from a business and music industry perspective and everything like that, and if you guys know about that, he is not the one that does the overall management. He really isn't right now. Like the problems that we're starting to see within the label and within some of their artists and everything. And this is coming from a guy who's not heavily JYP biased, because I don't hate the guy. I don't necessarily hate the guy. I don't necessarily love the guy, but I can tell you I respect the amount of work that he has done with his artists, right, over time and everything. Maybe not soloists particularly. And I also really admire his work ethic. You know, if you go back to his conference saying, oh, we're gonna debut a new group, this and then, you know, and sort of bridging the gap of K-pop culture and all that, and Japan, and these common issues that we I would say political issues that we also see in music. And it's so true that we don't talk about it often. It's like how another country doesn't like another country because of their culture, or how things are done and everything. And this is what I like to say in some of my videos. Music has no language barriers, guys. And ultimately, the way I see JYP, and if we look at the overall labels and the works they've done, it's something else. This duet was not more so for promotions, or not so for getting that coin or getting that money or moolah per se, but more so showing what JYP and Sunmi's relationship together is with, you know? If their relationship was ultimately bad, they wouldn't have done this, especially shown something that is more romantic in this MV. It's quite clear in this. Man, what a lovely duet by JYP and Sunmi herself. Hopefully you guys are understanding what I'm trying to say and express in this video, and hopefully this is not too long. That is just some of my thoughts and issues that are surrounding JYP, because I feel like when JYP was the CEO and you know, not the CEO now, he has quite a strong connection with his artists, most of them, and I don't know if it's all, but I know quite evidently in clips and all that stuff and hearing behind the scenes that he is quite close, you know, and not just from his perspective and him vocalizing that, his artists as well, you know, his influence. Other than that, guys, this has been Garrison. Hopefully you learned something from this and enjoyed this as well. Be sure to like, share, and maybe subscribe if you really enjoyed this. It really helps out the channel, and it just warms my heart being able to connect with you guys in the comment section down below. Have a great day, have a good night, have a good afternoon, wherever you are. Stay safe, promise me that, and be sure to educate yourselves of what is truly saddening and what's going on in the world right now. I can't emphasize that enough throughout all my videos. And peace.